Today on Cryptic Mass Guitar, we make the video that I generally hate making every year. And that is showing you my guitar collection for 2025. And then as a side note, I gotta explain what happened. Because if you see last year's or the previous years, you're gonna see there's a whole heck of a lot less guitars. So we'll start out really quickly by saying, well, number one, after you see the guitar, I'm not a dentist. I'm a heavy equipment operator and construction foreman, and literally I work extremely long hours and a lot of hours for like 8 to 9 months out of the year, and then it's kind of tapers down for a little bit. And basically, in order for me to get through the day, I have to completely think about what guitars I want, and that kind of helps me get through the day. I do make some good money and everything like that. Could always be more, but yeah, I'm not a dentist, so I worked extremely hard for these. Not that drilling teeth ain't hard. We'll actually start things off with my acoustic, which I think I always forget to show every year. We'll also see that I have one of those tuner things up here, clip-on Fender tuners. So this is my Martin D35 acoustic. It has definitely shown its age. I can't remember when I bought it, probably 2015 or 16. But yeah, it's definitely like, because I used to keep it hung on a wall, which is sort of stupid if it's in a basement, because temperatures change and everything like that. But I've got a the seam here has opened a little bit in the middle, which typically does happen. So there's just a little bit of the finish that's cracked, and as well we have a stress crack on the bridge, which does not affect anything at all, and it's not expensive to get another rosewood bridge and put it on. I'm going to start this off by saying finally, my last non-custom shop guitar here. So this is my, I think it's a 90, I couldn't remember if it was a 93 or a 96. Gibson ES 135. Now I did choose to keep this over my ES 335 figured in the big guitar changeover, where I sold off a whole bunch of guitars to show you this collection that I have now. But this guitar here, just to me, most people wouldn't have chosen the ES 135 over a 335, but I don't know, there's just something about this guitar which is very magical for me, along with a lot of the checking from its age and everything. Also, it has that chunky C neck here. So yeah, this is my last non-custom shop guitar. Now, on to the Gibson custom shops. We'll start out with the only guitar that I have bought used. Everything else was brand new. I gotta double check. Yes, everything else is brand new. So we'll start off with my 1956 Gibson Les Paul Gold Top, because it wasn't a standard back then. It was just called the Les Paul. And this has the VOS finish to it. Next, we have my Gibson 1957 Les Paul Gold Top still, because 57 still wasn't called the standard. This is also a blackback. This is a Gibson custom, once again, VOS finish. After that, we have my guitar that I've wanted basically for the last 30 years, which I just recently got in March. The Gibson 1957 Les Paul Custom. This is a 2-pickup version with the ABR1 rather than the Bigsby, which generally only comes on the 3-pickup version. This is a Murphy Lab Ultra Light, and it is also one of the, it was just made during 2022, so it has the 70th anniversary badging on the back of it. But again, Murphy Lab Ultra Light. And then we have my Gibson 1958 Les Paul Standard, first year that it was technically called the Standard. Also, first year where we have the aniline dye finish, because I don't think the blackback was aniline dye, unless it's a different aniline dye. This VOS finish, once again, this was the start of everything. I avoided for years playing the custom shop reissues out of fear of basically abandoning absolutely everything to switch over to them, because I just was one of those people that didn't want to spend, you know, $7, $8, $9, $10, $11,000 on just a single guitar. But you know, a couple of chords into this and it just changed everything. After that, we have my Gibson Les Paul Standard 1959, still VOS. Also, this is a 2022 model, so it has that 70th anniversary badging on the back. This here with the beautiful medium C59 neck, and the ridiculous flame maple top, which I've had people offer me a lot of money for just the top, or, you know, for this guitar just because of the top, but I just can't do it. I bond with this extremely well. So again, VOS finish. Next up, we have my Gibson Les Paul Standard 1960. Taking a look once again, this is a 2022 model. So it has that 70th anniversary badging on the back. This I call Old Man, because this was the first Murphy Lab custom shop guitar that I got. So yeah, it's hard to say whether this or my 1968 is the most tastefully done Murphy Lab, because this one here, it's like not overbearing or anything like that. And my 1957, that's a little more light. So that one, I guess, would say ultra light. But this one here is the Murphy Lab Ultra Light. After that, we have my Gibson 1961 Les Paul Standard. So this is the first year where they switched. They no longer had the single cut shape. We have an all mahogany aniline dye. This, yes, is an SG, and it has the stop bar with the Tune-o-matic rather than the sideways vibrola here. This is also a VOS finish rather than Murphy Lab. After that, we have my Gibson 1963 Les Paul Custom. So this is the first 3-pickup guitar that I have owned. 3 humbucker pickup guitar that I've owned. We also have that Maestro Vibrola, and this is a Murphy Lab ultra light treatment. However, when it comes to the white guitars, which it's hard for me to kind of capture everything. It's a lot more intense on the white guitars than it is like any other guitar. So that like that aging, there's like one part on the back of the neck where it's almost reminiscent of a Band-Aid. A little bit every now and then. Just right here at the bottom, because there's just so much checking on the neck. It's not like it's uncomfortable to play. It's very nice, but it is one of those things where every now and then when I do rub my thumb over it, I'm like, wow, that is a lot of checking. And this 63 was also halfway through the years when Les Paul's contract ran out. Depends on what you choose to believe, whether you believe he said, I want my name off that ugly guitar because he didn't like the SG shape, preferred the single cut shape. Whether it was just that his contract ran out and he didn't want to re-sign or what have you, or the fact that he was in the process of a divorce from Mary Ford and thought, you know what, if I re-sign, then she's going to get a lot more money. No idea how that works. And then, yeah, after this, there was no Les Paul until 1968. From there, we have my Gibson 1963 SG, so not Les Paul, special. So from here, we have that Lightning Bar custom P90s. And on the headstock, nowhere does it say Les Paul. There's no inlay here or anything. It shouldn't be on a special, but yeah, there's nothing. It's an SG. After that, we have my Gibson 1964 SG Standard with Maestro Vibrola. This one here is probably has the most comfortable SG neck that I have ever felt. It has that 59 medium C, although it does say authentic 64 medium C, but this is that 59 medium C on it, and it is absolutely fantastic. This is definitely my favorite SG I own, even though that Les Paul Custom SG is fantastic. The 61 is fantastic, and the Special is fantastic. This neck here just really ties the room together here. This is also a VOS finish, just like the SG Special, which I forgot to say, I believe, rather than a Murphy Lab. And believe it or not, this is the last guitar that I have in my collection currently. The one that I just picked up, actually. Gibson 1968 Les Paul Custom. This is a Murphy Lab Ultralight as well. This one here is very tastefully done. It's not like ultra cracked. This is a black guitar. It's not really, I don't think it's going to show up in the light or what have you, even though I'm going to try and use the little display that I have. But yeah, this one here, it's definitely, you can feel it a little more in the neck, not as much as the 1963. You can feel it a lot more than my 1957. Which is, to me, like the big thing with the Murphy Labs, because I always thought, like, why would you do that to a guitar? Till I had that 1960, and I started playing, and you start feel the checking, and like it's not getting in the way or anything like that, but it just brings a smile to your face. So this also has the medium C, or authentic medium C neck, so we have that 59 neck. I've said it before, and like I'll say it again. What Gibson USA used to have on their necks as medium C, not medium C, like this. Same thing with the Epiphone, like some of their models list that it has a medium C neck. No. What Gibson USA and Epiphone has put on in the past, from what I have owned, that has had medium C, is basically a cross between, like an in-between of the rounded profile, so not chunky C, and definitely not the like huge fat one that I have on the 1956, but it's a cross between that rounded profile and the slim taper, so it's an in-between there, whereas this one, it's sort of like on the edges we have that slim taper, like it's pretty thin, and then we still have that thick chunk right in the back, and it just, I don't know, it's extremely comfortable on the hand, and when you play it, you smile a little bit. This one here, 2024 model. I don't know why I was turning it around to see that 70th anniversary. I have no idea what I was doing there. So that's it for my guitar collection. So if you watched last year was either 56 or 57 guitars. So I'll answer the question that some of you may have on your mind, which is, what happened? Basically, I'll put it on the screen here. So it's the fault of this guy, and the 1958. Basically, what happened was, Kevin, the other guy on the channel, he bought a 1959 Les Paul Custom last April. And he said, you gotta try it, you gotta try it, you gotta try it. And I was like, no, because I knew the moment that I just had that hunch, the moment I played a custom shop reissue. So again, I, for 30 years, avoided playing these. Would not do it. Because, like I probably have said in the past, just because I don't want people shoving them in my face. But, you know what I mean? I've probably said in the past, oh, yeah, I've played one of those, don't worry about it. The most I've ever gotten was just like the modern custom shop lines. So, as weird as it sounds, like that the Gibson Les Paul Custom, the one that everyone, or not everyone, most people say when they go, oh, I got my dream guitar, and it's that Les Paul Custom. It's the ebony or the white one. That one, that's the cheap one. That's actually the modern one. So it doesn't have the hot hide glue construction. Still has the long neck tenon and stuff like that. But it doesn't have all of that period correct stuff because it's just like, a continuation of the 1968 without the hide glue and a lot of the different things. It actually has 490R and 490T and the 496 or 498R. So it has the same pickups that are in the Les Paul Studio. Great pickups, don't get me wrong, but they're not those custom buckers or the 68 custom buckers. And that may not be the sound that people are looking for, so we have that typical Gibson type sound that's found in those. So yeah, like I've played those ones before, and like the Explorer and the Firebird and the Flying V, like all those ones that aren't hide glue construction. And like I was just like, oh, okay, well they're good. I mean, you can feel the difference between the USA, but it just seems like it's an extension of the Gibson USA. Whereas when when Kevin said to me, like, you know what, you've got to try one, and I can't say I made the mistake, but like I did. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go in the store, I'll try out a 58, because to me the 58 or the Les Paul Custom 1957, those are like the perfect guitars for me because of the chunky neck, just everything that actually comes along with it. I like the narrow tall frets, although the medium jumbo frets are on the Les Paul Custom and from 59 and up. So I went in and I tried the 1958 Gibson Les Paul Standard VOS. I got a couple of chords into it and I was like, uh-oh. I did the responsible thing, and I came home and I talked to my wife about it, and then the next day I came in and I bought that guitar, and then it just spiraled from there. So what I ended up doing, because I tried to keep some of the Gibson USA for a little bit, so like on the channel from when I got that guitar and the other ones leading up to it, you still saw that I had the Gibson USAs, but I did not play them. And it was not that like the Gibson USA, like I don't sit there and frown on people like, you only have the Gibson USA. Like some Gibson USA owners do to Epiphone users, which is really stupid. You play what you play what you can afford, you play what you like. And some people prefer poly over nitro. There's just a lot that goes into it. Just leave people alone. If they like their guitar, be happy for them. But yeah, I just wasn't reaching for them because I wasn't sitting here going like, man, I should put my 1958 down and grab this, or I should put my 59 down, or my 57, or my 56. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't reaching for them, and I don't like having guitars as decorations. I play them. There's gonna be people that don't watch this part and just see that I own custom shops that'll leave the comment of, why does it look like your guitars look unplayed? That's because of you, not because of me. That's your hope for it, because you see expensive guitars. I get this every year. Those guitars look unplayed. Like, well, look at the channel and see how much I play them. I play them more than what they're on the channel. It's just stupidity and jealousy for no reason, which makes no sense. You should just be happy with what you have, and maybe you aspire to have. I aspire to have more now. But it's just stupid. But basically, the 1958 just completely changed things. And I got rid of my other guitars. Like, I have no Fenders. I have no Gretsch. I have no Gibson USA apart from my 135 that I showed you. And even at that point, like, I love that guitar because the checking on it. But I'm not running for it, you know what I mean? It is sitting on the wall, and that scares me. But like, I'm also getting over some health issues, and we'll see how things go. Because honestly, playing guitar right now, the way I do in the channel, it just wears me right out. And for some reason, makes my fingers the next day swell a little. It sucks. So yeah, it's the reason that everything happened there was because of Kevin on the channel, and then me, and that 1958. And then after that 1958, I tried the 1957, and I had to get it. So I had that, and then that's from there is when I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna start trading in guitars. And I traded in some guitars, and I got that 1959. I didn't have to pay anything. They actually technically owed me money, but I got a pedal to offset that. So I paid him $40. And then I started selling off guitars. And that's another story, because some people have asked me about that, because, wow, some people are like completely, hey man, you have that guitar, can I buy that guitar? Yeah, okay, cool. And then other people are just like, I will give you $6. And you're just like, why would, if you offering me $6 for a guitar that I'm asking like $2,000 for, or $3,000 for, or whatever, why do I even want you in my house? Even if like your counter offer is $100 less, I'm just gonna like leave. I blocked someone who wanted to buy my 40th anniversary Strat. He was messaging me, and he was like, I'm comfortable paying this. And I said, okay, well, that's really cool. Keep looking. There's a lot of different Strats out there that you can get for that price, but this one here, no. I've had a lot of offers that are a lot higher, and I actually know what my trade-in value is, and that's under my trade-in value, so I have no interest in that. Like it's just not an option. And he was coming back with, well, that's not your trade-in offer. Like, I took the guitar into the store, and I wrote down what they said. At 2 different stores. I know where I can actually go. And he was like, yeah, I call BS. And I was like, well, I'm not selling the guitar to you. If you offer me $200 more than what I'm asking, I'm just going to say no, because you realize you have to come to my house, right? So I just blocked him. I hate people. I don't understand. I've never, ever done that in buying a guitar on the used market. I don't know why people do that. It's just, shouldn't you be respectful? But yeah, so I traded in, I started selling, and then I ended up just not wanting to deal with people and just traded in guitars. And I got the guitars that I wanted, all the guitars that I wanted. So that's it. There's going to be a whole bunch of videos. Thank you very much for watching. I hate making these videos because I don't want it to seem like I'm better than you because I have custom shops. That's also another worry that I have. When I had the Gibson USA guitars, the Fender USA guitars, there were like, still at that point, at that level, there were comments like, no one can afford the USA guitars, from people who haven't reached that. I don't know how to say it, but haven't bought a USA yet, which you don't have to. So there was that level of like, you have that many USA guitars, you're non-relatable. And then like literally I bought the custom shops, and I joked, I said like, people are gonna call me a dentist. And for like 3 months straight, I got a whole bunch of people, what are you, a dentist? Where does that come from? And then the like, oh, those guitars look like they're unplayed. Like, well, take a look at the video list and you can see that that's not the case. Anyway, I hate making these videos because I just don't want it to seem like it's some sort of a brag. I could have a lot more guitars if I didn't buy custom shop guitars, but I'm at that point in life where I just want the guitars that I constantly inspire me to reach for them. When I can go, oh, I can grab this guitar, I can grab this guitar, and I know what experience I'm going to get, and I know that it's going to be, make me happy all the time. So this has been a long video. I'm sorry. Thanks for watching.